Hello, this is Fred Rickard, and I want to share some information about Esri and ArcGIS with you. Esri has been available to EAST pretty much since the beginning, and they are still a fantastic resource. Now, all the links in this presentation are active on the slide deck and have been compiled in this Google Doc. Many students have not heard of GIS or think of a phone app when you mention mapping. Geo-inquiries is a good way to give students a taste of how powerful GIS mapping can be. The first link takes you to the Geo-inquiries homepage. Geo-inquiries are short, standards-based inquiry activities. Here you will find a whole bunch of them organized by subject matter. As an example, let's look at crime and punishment. This takes you to a full lesson plan with standards listed and a step-by-step guide for students to follow. But be careful, the answers are also given there. Of course, each lesson has a link to a map. Now, can you see how these activities might spark a student's interest in mapping and might lead to a great EAST project? Okay, so you have an interested student and a potential project. Now you need an ArcGIS account. New programs. Good news, your install crew created one for you at install. You are a part of the EAST organizational account, and all your login info is in your install binder. But what if you're at an existing program? Well, that depends. If you can log in and access all of your stuff, great. Keep doing what you're doing. Be sure that you have an organizational account though, so you have access to all of your students' work. This link takes you to a folder created by Malcolm Williamson at CAST. It has all sorts of things concerning GIS and EAST. I warn you though, it's got a lot of stuff. But it's all really good stuff, particularly this PDF that you should pay attention to right now. Starting on page 3, you will find instructions on how to set up an organizational account if you do not yet have one. Now, what if you are at an existing program but cannot access your stuff? Start with these troubleshooting pages at Esri. When trying different email addresses, don't forget to try your @eastschools address. The previous facilitator may have used that one to set up the account. If that does not get you in, email the really nice folks at Esri. Give them all the info you think might be relevant. Things like school name, district, previous facilitator, and their name and email. Students who may have accessed ArcGIS at your school. Sadly, if they cannot find your account, you pretty much have to start from scratch. The good news is that starting over starts with an email to Jerry. He will create an account for you within the EAST organizational account. From there on out, he will be able to help you administer your program's accounts. Now you have an ArcGIS account. Yay! Do you know how to use it? Even though facilitators do not need to know how to use every piece of software, it's good to have an inkling. You might try one of these tutorials to get your feet wet. I kind of like this one, Learn ArcGIS from Esri. It allows you to pick your experience, so this is appropriate for you and for your students. And there are lots of lessons here, so you can learn lots of stuff. If you need more inspiration, take a look at these examples of projects with ArcGIS. For instance, the rower reconstruction. This site shows you how complex ArcGIS can be. Story maps are way more than just pictures of roads and lakes. Now let's talk student training. Learning ArcGIS is an online course your students can access through the EAST website. Clicking here takes you to the Esri sign-in page, and you're good to go. Contact Melissa at eaststaff.org if you have any questions. All of these virtual trainings are among the selections you have on the East Student Training website. Remember Project Wingspan that was shown earlier? Turns out Brian Culpepper from CAST is teaching a session on that very project. How exciting! Now, if you need more resources, how about some free digital books? You might start out with the ArcGIS book. It's huge. You can download it though without having any kind of account. There are also lesson plans that go along with each chapter. This is what the cover of the book looks like. And this is a peek at all the available lessons. Now, if you're really serious and want to start to build a digital library, get a VitaSource account. Now you can download all sorts of Esri books. This program is usually reserved for university professors, but Esri knows your students are extraordinary. So if you find a book at Esri Press, email Esri and ask them for the code that will give you access to this book. Finally, for your GIS enthusiasts, consider celebrating GIS Day. It's on November 18th this year. This site shares a whole mess of GIS stories and is a great source of inspiration for all. And it could be a lot of fun. Okay, that does it. Now I hope I gave you enough info to get you started. Thank you. Take care.